Welcome to another episode of Choppin It Up Raw. I'm your host, Abdul the Barber, and today we got a guest on, my guy, Brandon, man. I've been knowing this guy for a little bit, and I'm gonna let you do your spiel, man. How you been, dog?
I've been good, brother. I've been good. Appreciate you having
Thank
me,
you.
man.
Hey, appreciate you, man. For sure, G.
You know it.
Talk to me, man. What bring you out here, man?
Yeah, man. So all together, just being here in Japan, naval officer.
Okay.
So got 3-year orders here.
Okay.
So I'll be here for a while. Been here for a year so far. Had a chance to kind of, mix and match with the
Get your feet
society
wet,
a little
right?
bit. Get my feet wet, get my fingers into some things. Just enjoy, all that Japan has to offer in the culture and learning a lot so far.
Okay.
It's been great.
Okay. Well, I mean, you come by the shop all the time, so and we wrapped in and whatnot. But
doubt.
I just wanna holler at you on, like, I know you an entrepreneur and you got your things going. So talk to me about that, man. Like your business and some of the things you got your hands into.
Yeah, no doubt. So throughout my naval career, I've had an opportunity to kind of meet some good folks. That being the case, I would talk, next level stuff outside of the Navy. Like, what else can I do to not allow the military to be my only source of income?
Right.
Just because ownership was a big deal to me. I've got an uncle who owns a tow truck company. So like he always kind of showed us what it meant to kind of own your own stuff, right? So that being the case, second duty station, I was in Jacksonville, Florida, right there in Mayport, and met a brother. He ended up getting out the Navy, he was trying to open up a cigar lounge. It was his dream, one of the things that we talked about.
Right.
And him and I had some great conversations about how to get involved. He opened the door to me. I ended up helping him out with some of the startup money. And then after that, he said, okay, cool. Now that you were able to help me out and bless me with that, I'm gonna bless you with this percentage. So now we got a cigar lounge emporium at this point, to where it's a smooth spot out of Jacksonville, right by the airport.
Okay.
And we get a chance to mix it up with the locals there. They come in, they celebrate, they drink,
Right.
Smoke, come brothers and sisters of the leaf.
Right.
It's all good.
Damn, that's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, man. So that's one.
Do you get any of the Jacksonville Jaguars? Do they come in to the cigar lounge to smoke?
So I know he's in touch with a few of the players, and a few of the players were actually interested in taking a financial investment into the company. Still in the talks, right? It'll be interesting to see how it goes in the future.
Right.
But nonetheless, he enjoys just spreading his good word about what's going on next.
Okay.
Throughout the whole community. So
Okay.
he's talking with politicians, he's talking with athletes, he's talking with other business owners too.
Right.
Just to kind of get a feel for who likes to come to the cigar lounge and be a part of the community. So a little bit of everything, everybody.
Wow, that's amazing, man. And I mean, yourself is a cigar smoker, and I smoke as well. And I apologize about the cigar, bro.
No, all good.
Man, when times get busy, bro, I be wanting to, and then it's like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. But definitely, we gonna get our chance, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I know you also said that you have a gym that you guys are working on right now, right? Too.
Yeah, man. So over in California, before I got here, I was finishing up a postgraduate degree in Monterey, California. So right next door to Monterey is Seaside, California. Met some really good folks out there too. Volunteered for an event. After I volunteered for the event, it was like a block party. So this block party had all kind of people there to assist with putting the event together. Vendors, folks doing food, selling drinks. We had a stage in the middle of the street, VIP sections in the middle of the street, all this stuff. So that being the case, kind of got the help with the VIP section and running it for the night. It went well. After that, he welcomed me into the company. I ended up becoming the CFO for Reality LLC, the overarching company. And now, so him and I, his name's Angelo.
Okay.
He's the CEO of Reality LLC. After we kind of got in tune with each other some more, after that initial event that I volunteered for, he wanted to do another event. So we did another one, worked with the city to close off another piece of the city, or street, excuse me. And after we did that,
that'd be next, the city.
That's right. So now we got the whole city on lock.
Yeah, right.
So we put an MMA cage right there in the middle of the street, blocked it off, with the thumbs up from the fire department, from the police, and the mayor of the city. And they said, okay, thumbs up. We had all the vendors ready to go. And after we ran that event, we had a successful event. It was free to the city, free to all the people who came in. And we had the vendors pay like their booth space.
Right.
And they made their money back plus some. We had probably 1,200 members there.
Dang.
1,200 citizens there, excuse me.
Right.
And after that, I became the CFO of the company, as I mentioned. The MMA event itself generated so much attention in the city. Everybody wanted to learn MMA after that, right? So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, karate, everybody wanted to get into it. Wrestling, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gave us the fuel to, in finances, to put some money into a location.
Mm-hmm.
We started the location up, and the gym is almost complete with the build out. We'll be done probably the end of April, beginning of May.
Soon.
So
it's right
we'll
around
get,
the corner.
Yeah, man. So we'll get folks in, adults and kids both have classes they can do, and we got our nonprofit also being facilitated out of that same building. So we're looking forward to it, man.
Well, congrats to you, bro. Hey, listen, hats goes off, man, because a lot of that it takes, and you're not even in the States right now. That's the crazy part, man. So it's like you have to deal with work and family and you know, stuff that's going on in the U.S. with your business in the States. So, like I said, hats off, man. You really inspiration to me to, you know, grind hard and to, you know, kick doors down, man. But with all that being said, I know, you know, you can't do it alone. But let me ask you, what motivates you or inspires you and puts you in a realm of like, man, this is what I want to do and this is what I got to do to get to that next level?
Yeah. That's a real good question. So initially, like just having this kind of self-sustaining foundation, I attribute a lot of that to my mom. My sister and I came up under her mostly, right, growing up, and she was doing a lot by herself.
Right.
That being the case, we learned to do the same. So like if mom's gone, you got to figure certain things out. So that being the case, we were always doing for ourselves wherever we could. So I'd say there's a good foundation there. She was military too, so she brought some of those military attributes into the household, right? So I was able to take that, cultivate it more within sports, did a lot of sports. My coaches, they were really good with saying, hey, make sure y'all are doing more than whatever the status quo is.
Right.
Whatever the status quo is, do more, work harder. Your work ethic and your quality of work are going to be two things that set you well apart from your peers. All right, cool. Take that in, take it to heart, keep going. Staying on the business tip, I learned a lot from some of the local entrepreneurs in North Carolina, Florida, and Maryland. So a lot of local folks that I knew, close to family, my family that I mentioned, the tow truck company. And I got a lot of inspirational guidance from them just to say, you know what, certain things aren't always going to work out. If you don't have a plan to do for yourself, then you're going to always be dependent on somebody to save you at some point.
Right.
So to grow the knowledge, wisdom, and experience to kind of get over that hump was mandatory for me from a young age. So,
can you go in depth about your gear you got on, man? I see this. What is that?
Yeah, man. So the first event that I mentioned, when we did the block party, and I volunteered for it, we had made some clothing. So this is our logo. So on the hat, on the sweater right here, on the hoodie, this is our summer drip logo.
Okay.
So it was summertime when we threw the event, right? So hot in California, as you know. So you know what I'm saying, we got the logo and it's dripping down because it's going crazy out there. So we got the drip going. And then up here, this is just our normal logo that we got copywritten and everything like that.
Okay.
So, you know,
that's definitely something that if anybody out there got a business or any kind of, you know, ownership, getting the LLC, getting it copywritten or whatever you need to do, spend that money to get that done, man, because it's going to pay off later on down the line.
Yeah, major way. And, you know, the logo itself, you know, it's kind of resembles the Superman logo a little bit, right? But one thing we really wanted to kind of get across was, you know, from one point here at the bottom, you start by yourself, but as you continue to build yourself, your brand, your team, right? It starts from you, but then it branches out, right? So for one, there's many. Instead of from many, there's one, right? Starts with you, and it gets bigger and bigger. Y'all build a solid foundation right here, and you continue to grow after that. You know what I'm saying? So you continue to elevate. And Reality itself, so again, the overarching company is Reality LLC.
Right.
Reality is actually an acronym. The acronym stands for Realistic Equality and Loyalty Intended Towards You. So again, it kind of goes back to summarize, what you put in is what you get out, right? So again, your quality work and then your work ethic are going to take you where you need to go, build the foundation you need so that you can support yourself and your family the way you have to in the future. And plus, man, we're not trying to work forever, man.
Yeah, bro.
We're not trying to work forever.
Yeah, listen, man, after I was listening to The Breakfast Club and Dame Dash was on the show, and he said that, man, he was like, I don't think we put on this earth just to work 9 to 5 and pay taxes and die, man. It's not what it's about, bro. And
no way.
Since I started this, bro, it's been I can never go back. I had to, it was a stepping stone. Of course, I worked on the base. I drove taxis for a little bit, but ultimately that got me to where I am, man. And now that I'm running the show over here, it's like I can't go back. There's no way I'm going back. You know what I mean? So I think it's about ownership, and I think everybody should have something that they can call their own. You know what I mean? And it's a process. You may have to do this or do that, or struggle a little bit. I think that's needed. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
But the end result, man, is greatness. You know what I mean? So, and like you said, you want to have to support your family, your loved ones, or yourself. You know what I mean? So
yeah, man, straight up.
But I hate to break it, man, but I got to pay some bills, bruh. Shout out to Pro Shield, man. This is your one and only Shea Glaze, and it only can be purchased here at the shop. I have plenty in stock, so definitely, man. I know you didn't have some. You got to check it out, bro. Check it out.
It's on point. Gotta smell it every time I get some.
Yeah, bruh, for sure. All natural, dog. I mean, base is shea butter, tons of essential oils in it, man. And you don't need that much either. So you just take a little dab, put on your face, hair, body, or whatever. Appreciate it. And yeah, man, you be good to go. But I think we spoke once before briefly, but I wanted to ask you, man, like, I know you're a big reader. So what kind of books you into right now, man?
Yeah, brother. So the most recent book I just read was The 22 Immutable Laws of Branding.
Okay.
So that was a good one. What it really helped me understand was, all right, everyone's got their brand. Everyone's got a logo idea in mind, right? And everybody's got a way they want to market themselves to progress however they want to. But if you're not understanding kind of the market psychology that goes along with it, the people psychology that goes along with it, then you would be remiss not to kind of understand that stuff, and you'll miss out on a lot of opportunities, or you'll run yourself into your own roadblocks that you'll look back and you'll say, I might have did this to myself, right? So us in particular, we considered, since Reality LLC was initially a event planning and promotions company, would opening a gym be an extension in our business that would be worthwhile, and would it take away from our majority brand, After reading that book, along with some other books, the answer was yes, we'd be good to go. It's not going to take away from us, but nonetheless, that was a great one. Another good one was, I read this book on, now that I'm here in Japan, The Secret Teachings of Aikido.
Okay.
Solid book.
It's a martial art.
Martial art, yeah. And very spiritual, though, to go along with it, and really discusses how to remain in harmony with yourself, but also nature in particular. Okay. So when you're doing your martial arts and you're practicing these things, it's all flowing and you're in alignment, right? It's very divine teachings in that book. I could read that back to back more than once. It's deep, but it's good, really good.
I'm gonna have to definitely check that out, man. Definitely, if you can send those to me, I'd appreciate it, man. So by you being in the Navy, right, and doing what you do, have you, in recent times, I feel like now more than ever, we all too often hear this thing about mental health and how we, I guess, find ourselves in this realm of not being well. what is your take on that, and how would you approach that to somebody or even yourself? You know what I mean? If you run into that issue.
Yeah. So interesting. I ran into that personally when I was in California still, and kind of some of this stuff started up. I lost probably 6 or 7 people, whether it's old age, murder,
right,
car accident,
right,
just like 6 or 7 folks through these random, or not random maybe, but these instances, right? That being the case, I was in a spot to where I was still expected to finish work on time, right? When it comes to wellness, then what I did not understand was, even though people are there to support you, initially you're not always going to those folks, right? And you know they're there for you, right? You know these things, but there's something in your mind that'll say, I probably shouldn't tell them. I don't want to burden them with my stuff. I don't want to, everybody's stressed, right? All these things that we tell ourselves, which they're only true in our minds at the time, right? Because you think the emotions are too much for others to bear to help support you, excuse me. So what I would tell people is, what it takes is to kind of get over that hump, as I was able to really take some time to understand what you're grateful for, right? So now, even at work, I went through a course, and the course talks about just operational stress management. When you're able to kind of sit back, reflect on what you've done, who you are, where you've come, how far you've come, all these things, your family, your friends that you're really grateful for, and you sit in that space 10 to 15 minutes, all the chemicals in your body start remembering that stuff. They feel that, they feel the positive energy that comes with that, and then your mindset changes with it, right? So wherever your head's at, your body's gonna follow every time.
Right.
So it's today we see a lot of folks, the mind goes, and then they stay distracted, they can't focus back on this goodness, and then their body shows that. So they sleep bad, eat bad, drink over the top, all these things, right? So it takes time with yourself, take time with the people who you know support you, get over that hump of doubt, so that you can find that courage within yourself to really say, you know what, I understand the emotion, I got it, but this is why I have it, and talk to somebody, and this is how I'm going to move on from it after that. You got to write it down sometimes too. I found myself doing that a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So whatever avenue to vent that out, find it, use it.
Have you used meditation in that method of you know, I guess clearing your mind and getting to where you want to be?
Yeah, I have. 15 minutes in the morning.
Okay.
15 minutes in the morning. That's all it takes.
Right.
Get your day right, clear your head before you go out to work. A lot of times we wake up and we just ready to go.
Right. Yeah.
We in go mode off top.
Too often, I find myself, and I like to meditate before I go to bed. When I you know, I sit down in my room and kind of just, you know, close my eyes, and it's almost as though it's like I'm having I guess you could put it as an out of body experience. But it put me in a place where it's like, all right, all this stress is gone. You know what I mean? So I believe that is very, very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's needed. It's a requirement that we should do to eliminate that, man. And just recently, I unfortunately, man, somebody, you know, passed away on the base. And I just, you know, it's hard to think like, damn, what the hell they was going through, you know what I mean? But as of lately, I guess it could be, you know, with social media and our phones and whatnot. But when I was coming up, it didn't seem like it was so much of suicide or people just, you know, not being in a mental state of that, having that capacity. So I don't know if it's just, you know, the generation, it's a generational thing, the Gen Z or whatever, but like, you know, coming up, like, we think it through, like, all right, end of the day, hey, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe times are changing, man.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. Social media will have your reality and expectations way off.
Right.
And that whatever is between your expectations and reality, that's going to have your mind somewhere it's not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So whether you're comparing yourself to everybody else or whether you're, you know, trying to run yourself into the ground trying to be somebody else's life, you know?
Right.
And the emotional intelligence that comes with remembering who you are and appreciating that, respecting that, loving that is,
Right.
yeah, I think it's deteriorating.
You said it, bro. Trying to be somebody else, live somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And I think the internet does that a lot. You see somebody with, they got their big chains or cars or this flashing money. It's like, bro, that's not you. That's not your lane. That's not your lane. You maybe old buddy can sell dope real good, but that's not your lane. You know what I'm saying? You can whip up some, I don't know, cream brulee or something. That's what you do, but just not you. You know, that's not for you. And I think people get sucked into that shit. And, before they know it, it's like you in this place where you don't want to be. Or worse, you did, so.
Yeah.
And I hate that shit. I hate to see it, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's, I think within us, it's eventually gonna get better. Maybe I'd like to say it's not gonna happen in our lifetime, I think, but later on down the line, I think, we just gotta, I think it's a habit. You have to make it a habit of doing the right thing, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, but once again, bro, I appreciate you coming through, dog. It's a blessing
yes,
to have.
Sir.
It's a blessing just have you around, man. So when you come to the shop, it's always, I'm always happy to see you, chop it up with you, talk about future endeavors and shit like that, man. So, man, listen, you always welcome here, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man,
that.
for sure. But that's our time, man. And like I said, appreciate you, bro. And
Before we roll, I got something for
what's
you.
up? What you
real
got?
quick. So, I got this for you. I got this on right now.
All right,
But this one,
it's for me.
this is the first design that we ever did. So these patches that we put on, this was the first patch and colorway that we ever put together for Reality LLC.
Oh man.
So this is for you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. This is man. I appreciate you, dog.
Sir.
Hell yeah, man. But y'all see that, man? Definitely. Reality LLC. Before we roll out, you got any shout outs you wanna throw out there?
Yeah, man. So one, shout out Darren Jackson, Dapper D's Cigar Lounge out in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to the whole Reality team. Shout out to Road to Reality nonprofit. All right, both in Seaside, California. And then shout out to One's Legacy too. That's my younger brother right there. So all the folks.
Already.
Shout out to Janessa, my wife too. She be holding it down, getting hustle money together.
Yes,
So we get it done.
But it's our time, man. Until next episode, bro. You already know. Foreign Cuss forever.